Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Sunday night, November the 3rd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a wonderful weekend. I'll tell you all about it in a second. Let me do my intro first, and then I'll tell you about what's happening tonight. I'll tell you about an amazing members live stream that we had on Thursday night. And I just realized I didn't tape this up well. So I'll just have to fix it later. So welcome to all of you moderators. Do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members. And we have a brand new Hall of Fame member. I am so happy. I'm not sure if he's here right now, but I don't think it happened during a stream. I think he did it somewhere like during the weekend. But I want to welcome Brian Blingy Choi. Yes, Brian Blingy Choi is now a Hall of Fame member. So that is awesome. We have two legends. That's a legendary Lucas Gates and legendary Andrew Chang. And now we have five. We have five Hall of Fame members. And that's Fangirl, that is Shannon, that is Dravakian, that is Just Incredible. And now we're adding Brian Blingy Choi to the mix. So I think that deserves actually a goal horn, the fact that we have a new franchise member. So Brian is indeed in the chat. Let's give Brian some love for joining as a franchise member. No, sorry, as a Hall of Fame member. So $25 a month. So let's give some love to Brian. Brian, thank you very much for joining. I'm so excited to have you as part of the CCC crew and as part of the Hall of Fame crew. So that is awesome. So legends, Hall of Fame franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Richmond, Steveston in Richmond, city, lower mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, all three. But the fact that you're here with me right here, right now, know how much I always appreciate you. And I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos every single day. You can like the video. There are 40 of you watching in YouTube, another 20 watching on X, only 8 likes. So like the fact that we're together, like the fact that it's the start of a week, like the fact that we got an extra hour of sleep. I hope you weren't too, I hope you didn't arrive early anywhere, because that means you forgot to set your clock back. And like the fact that the Canucks beat those amazing San Jose Sharks, those juggernauts, and the Canucks are back in the win column. I'll get into all of that in a second. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. I'll be doing that. It's the first Sunday, so I'll be doing that in my halfway mark of the show. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message that someone just did, and I'll get to that in a second. Lucas, thank you. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So let's give some love to legendary Lucas Gates, who does indeed use his triple M. That is the monthly membership message. Lucas, a member for 45 months. That is coming up on 4 years. Membership perk reason coming in shortly. I love how Lucas is always such an advocate for not only the stuff he believes in, but also this community. And yes, no surprise. We talked about it actually on the Thursday member stream, and then the Wednesday before that too. Lucas celebrated his birthday on Friday, his 32nd birthday on November the 1st. And I do, it's a small perk, but it's a perk nonetheless. I don't know if they consider it a perk. I bring on legends and Hall of Fame members on or close to their birthday. So I will be bringing Lucas on to the show during the second half of the show. And obviously very excited about that. Now, Speaking of exciting, I want to tell you about one thing and then we'll get into the show proper. Our member stream on Thursday night was probably the best member stream we've had because there's like 20 or 30 people, the usual for members, but we went for 2 hours instead of the usual 45 minutes. And that's because for the second hour, after about 40 minutes, I brought on members onto the show, just like I'm going to do with Lucas. And everyone got about 3 or 4 minutes of time. And it was so good not to hear them say nice things about me, which is nice, but more importantly, that every other member got to learn a bit about what makes Shannon a fan, or what makes Elfrin a fan, or what's Justin's favorite play. It was just really, really cool. So it's a small membership perk. I don't even list it as a membership perk, but it's part of the twice a month members live streams. The feedback was really good. 80% of the people in there said they want me to do that every time we do the stream. So another reason to consider a franchise membership is you get those membership streams twice a month. And like I said, on Thursday night for the first time, I brought on members and we had 10 to 12 franchise members join the chat, much like you see when I bring in a guest. And they got to chat with all the members. I'm not going to do this, except for Hall of Fame and Legends. I'm not going to do this on the big streams because I'd have to figure out how to screen them, or do I just send out the link? But I think maybe, much like the old sports talk shows where you could call in, I could maybe try it as an experiment one night. Is simply put the link, the backstage link, into the chat, and then just kind of see who joins. So I'm open to that. I'm not going to do that tonight. Obviously, I have my guest already in Lucas, and I don't want guests every single week, or every single show. But maybe, just maybe, I might try but I'll ask a specific question. It won't be, hey, how are you? Tell me about your story. I might ask a specific question and then maybe invite people onto the stream to answer it live. Okay, I'm going to think about that. I'm not sure exactly how that might look, but we'll see. And Tyler's turning 30 on tomorrow in about 30 minutes, or no, sorry, in about an hour. Let's try that again. Tyler turns 30 in an hour. Lucas turned 32 on Friday. I think that's the way it goes. Can the backstage people talk to one another? No, they can't, Irvin. And I trust that. I don't want that to happen on the stream though, because there will be a complete disaster. But no, the backstage people actually can't talk to each other. So it's a virtual backstage, but I can see who's backstage. But I don't think, actually, everyone that was on the member stream, could you see everyone else who was backstage? Let me know in the chat. I've never thought about that. Could you see who else was backstage, or could you only see the fact that you were backstage? BC Beasley, I'm talking about my member stream on Thursday where I brought 12 different members onto my stream individually to talk to them as part of the members live stream, which was cool. Okay, so people were saying, no, you couldn't see other people backstage. You only saw yourself. All right, no problem. And one other thing, and Das Money says, I trust you built a community without. I do too. And really, the really easy thing is I can just, we kind of make a joke about it on Thursday night, is I can remove people from the stream and they can remove themselves as well. So what was happening is, except for the first one, who was, I think, Carol, everyone else, I did not remove them. They kind of remove themselves, and they would sometimes say something and then remove themselves, or they would remove themselves mid-sentence or when I was talking, so I couldn't react. That was the worst explanation, but those of you that were there know exactly what I was saying. It was the equivalent of a leaving the live stream mic drop. Okay, we better get to Canucks talk, because once in a while I'll get a comment on my stream saying, oh, what, you waste so much time at the start. All you're doing is asking for subscribers and likes and donations, and all you're talking about is bowling. And then I respond to them, well, are you new here? Like, that's kind of what I do. And you guys are here, whether you like that or not, or I presume you don't mind it because you're here. And you guys know that it's not just straight, 30 seconds in a Canucks talk. I like to kind of break the ice, welcome everyone in, say hello, tell you anything that exciting happened. Finally, and last thing, and then we will get to Canucks talk, I promise. If you're part of my members, you got the members ask me anything. Oh no, you didn't get the members ask me anything video. You got the goal breakdown video. That's what it was. I did not watch the goal. I did not watch the game on Saturday night because I was working. I was working for the charity. We had a fundraiser event that you guys have seen me wear that shirt called Mary's Meals. I know it's Justin Credible's favorite shirt. Mary's Meals is a movement where people donate money and they feed kids in African countries in their place with education, 1 meal a day. Pretty cool. $30 total gets meals for an entire year for one student. Anyways, I'm part of the National Board of Directors. I hosted a Mary's Meals event at my workplace, and we raised a lot of money, like in the tens of $1,000s. So I was very grateful for that. Okay, enough about me. Let's get to the Vancouver Canucks. I won't do a complete breakdown of the game on Saturday because we are we're 1 day past it. But I will quickly just talk about a couple of things that stood out to me from the game, and then we'll go into today's games around the league, the standings, and then I'll go over to all of you. Okay, so on SG says, we want to congratulate your Canucks on a well-played game against the Sharks on Sunday night. I will always show respect to your team. I'm not trying to show it. Ditto. And I will never show hate to the Sharks, but thank you. Callum says, me and Mr. Callum are going to the Islanders game, row 2, next to the bench. Yes, I will be at that game, but certainly not in those good seats. And what we need is 20 minutes of talk about Neil Zaman. Exactly, Michael. I'm getting that. I'm building it up. Okay, so really quickly, actually, I'll just show you these goal visualizers, and we'll only watch them once, and that will limit it. First goal, on my breakdown, I thought it was Danton Heinen that could have done a better job of checking Sturm here. So Bluger, weak play here. Heinen checking Sturm, but someone said it was Brandstrom that should have checked Sturm. I have time for that argument too. So whether it was Brandstrom or whether it was Heinen, a little weak on the Sturm go. Cunnin gets a shot off in front of 3 Canucks, and Sturm puts back the rebound. So that was the first goal in the second period. Then there's P.S. Shooter with his first goal of the night. Beautiful. Look at this pressure from Garland on Wallman as they go around the net. Boom, back pass. Then Hoglander, instead of shooting back pass to Suter, puts it past Mackenzie Blackwood, 1-1. Then it was Jake DeBrusk after a really good rush chance here by Besser, hits the post. It comes out Hronek over to Hughes. Hughes brings it over the line and finds, I'm not sure why Hronek's in front of that, but DeBrusk with his first goal of the season gives the Canucks what we thought was the game-winning goal, right? There's 4.5 minutes left. But no. Michael Granlund catches the DeBrusk, Besser, Miller line, sleeping, Meyer sleeping, Hughes sleeping, everyone's sleeping. Toffoli up to Granlund. No one checks him. And he puts it past the screen, Lankinen with 1:17 left. But Shooter gets a second goal of the game. Great work by this fivesome of Pettersson, Garland, Suter, Soucy, and Hronek. Soucy shot. Garland gets the rebound from the corner and puts it to Suter in the soft spot. Game over, 3-2, Vancouver Canucks. Stopping the juggernaut. Well, they're not a juggernaut, but the Sharks had won 3 straight games. And then you had Garland. Garland was given an assist on the first goal. Or first he didn't. So 2 goals for Garland. 2 points for Garland. Hoglander with 1, 2 points for Suter, both goals. Then DeBrusk. So not a lot of forwards got goals here. Got points. Just 2 for Garland, 2 for Suter, 1 for Hoglander, 1 for DeBrusk. I always look at Sherwood's hits. Well, he only had 5. That's a pedestrian 5, still leading the league in hits. Then on the back end, 3 defensemen got assists: Soucy, Hronek, and Hughes. Only 10 minutes for Brandstrom. That was one of his weaker games, even though he wasn't a dash. That was one of his weaker games. Only 11 minutes of ice time. And then Kevin Lankinen, of course. Whenever the Canucks win, it happens to be Kevin Lankinen, 21 saves on 23 shots. So that was the Canucks game in a bit of a wrap. Out shooting San Jose, face-offs about equal. No power play goals. So both teams went 0 for 2. So not a lot of penalties, obviously, only 4 penalty minutes. Hits were relatively even. Sometimes we see this in the 30 or 40 range. So I didn't watch this game, right? Because I was at my work event, but I did come home. I watched the third period, and my son, Jacob, tell me, agree with this or not. Jacob said that the Canucks dominated play, or at least they found their way into the San Jose zone a little easier than against New Jersey or Carolina. So that was Jacob's observation. Let me know if you agree with that. Yeah, and Ricky, great point. I actually said this in my goal review, in my goal breakdown video, that all 3 goals were from the soft spot from the left face-off dot, beating Blackwood. Exactly. One other thing I was going to say is actually, so we'll put the game to bed for a second. One other thing I was going to say is the Canucks placed Neil Zaman. I know Michael was kind of joking about it. And Fillmore was at the game. I sat at the section close to the Shark head goalie side left at 126. I was at Lankinen's left side second period. Okay, so you saw a lot of goals then, right? Because you saw San Jose score against Lankin in the second, and you saw we score 2 goals against San Jose in the third. So all the action was on your side, which is really, really good. James is in Toronto. Nice to see you, James. Says Pedersen needs to give Lankinen some cash. And really quickly, not doing questions just yet, but one more. I think Blackwood's okay. I think he's okay. Like, he made some solid saves, especially with his lower body. His right leg is really good, but respectfully, I would take Demko and Lankinen over Blackwood. He's okay. He's okay. Hello, controller. Hello, controller. That's a cool name. So the Canucks put Neil Zaman on waivers yesterday, and then he cleared today. Or was it they put him on Friday, and he cleared Saturday? Regardless, they put Neil Zaman on waivers. There was some consternation in the market that maybe we would lose him because, yeah, he doesn't bring much offensively, but he can kill penalties and he can take draws. Like, he's a center. But he got through waivers, so he's going to Abbotsford now. And, well, you're saying, well, why would we put him on waivers? I know it was Amon and Baines on waivers, then bring him back up and send him. It was Brandstrom and Baines that were going up and down because every day the Canucks do not have them on their roster. So, i.e., a day where there's no practice, the Canucks actually accumulate a bit more cap savings. That's going to be very important for the trade deadline. But Neil Zaman has to clear waivers, and he did. And the Canucks are obviously doing that because they are getting ready to welcome Dakota Joshua back to the lineup, which is awesome. Yes, Dakota Joshua and SG. I will not answer these type of questions on the chat anymore. I've already said this kind of stuff. Please email me. And I get it's kind of ironic because you're waiting for a reply to an email. So only for now, I will answer. I got your email and I will reply later. Where was I? Yes. So Dakota Joshua coming back to the team. And I and many others were saying that this road trip was probably going to be when it was going to be happening. He's been practicing for the past 2 or 3 weeks. The first little while was in a non-contact jersey. And then last couple of practice, he's been in I don't want to say contact jersey because it sounds like all you're supposed to do is just hit him. No, it's just a regular practice jersey is probably a better way saying it, as opposed to can you imagine if players had contact jerseys? So whatever player that the coach didn't like for like the practice, he'd put a contact jersey on him, and then you just run him for the entire practice. I don't know why you do that. So Dakota Joshua likely going to get in the lineup when the Canucks play against Anaheim on Tuesday. Very excited about that, and I'm very intrigued to see where he goes. We've talked about, does he go on the third line? Does he bump Heinen off the third line and go with Sherwood with Bluger? Do you start him on the fourth line to get him his legs? Then who comes out? Probably, do you bring Baines out? But Baines is playing on PD's line, or do you move someone like Heinen up to PD's line and then move Baines out of the lineup? So a lot of, or maybe Daniel Sprong is the easy one. So a lot of options for the Canucks. We'll probably get a better indication. Get a better indication of it at practice tomorrow. Fillmore uses his monthly membership message. Fillmore says, 5 years ago Saturday, November the 2nd, I was at the Sharks game with Canucks winning 5-2. Last year, Thursday, 10-1. Last night, 3-2, all at the Shark Tank. So it's weird that the Canucks always play San Jose at the start of November, and not just play San Jose, they play in San Jose, and it seems like the Canucks always win. Well, that's fine with me. Fillmore, thank you for being a member for 21 months. Let's give Fillmore some love in the chat. So some of you guys are putting line combination stuff. I'll get to that in a minute, actually. So hang on to those comments or get ready to retype them. I will do about 10 minutes of questions before I bring Lucas on. So hang on to those questions for a second. Just want to quickly go through the scores from tonight. So this is what happened in the league tonight, Sunday night, November the 3rd. You had the Rangers beating the Islanders. Rangers, great start to the season. Islanders, bad start to the season. You had the Jets, who've had the best start of the season of anyone taking care of Tampa. So this is my second favorite team, the Jets, beating my third favorite team, the Lightning. Boston shuts out Seattle. I think Angus said that was Seattle's second consecutive shutout. So that's not good. Washington, very hot team to start the season, but so is Carolina. So this is a battle of really good teams this year. Carolina wins that. Minnesota takes out Toronto in overtime. Nothing wrong with that, especially because I have Kaprizov in my pool. By the way, I have Martin Necas in my pool for Carolina. That's been awesome. Edmonton without McDavid, but Draisaitl had 3 points. Hyman had 2. They take care of Calgary. Calgary, I've been saying this for the past 2 weeks, definitely coming back to earth. And then Chicago takes out our next opponent, Anaheim, 4-2. So throw it all together. This is what the standings like. Who cares about the East? In the West, Vegas has 17-12. LA has 15-12. We have 13-10. Then Edmonton has 13-12. Calgary is 13-12. So we're tied with Edmonton and Calgary. We play 2 fewer games than Seattle, Anaheim, San Jose. So if we win our 2 games outright, we will be tied for Vegas atop the division. And despite how inconsistent the Canucks have played, we have 13 points in 10 games. 1 point, that's easy math. That's 1.3 points per game. Extrapolated over an 82-game season, we are on a 107-point pace. Last year, we were over the moon with 109 points. We are technically on a 107-point pace. So we're basically 1 win behind last year's pace. Extrapolated, of course. At this time last year, we went on that crazy win streak, but then we kind of faltered near the end. So we're doing just fine, you guys. We're doing just fine. And we know that because in the league itself, we are in 13th. But look, we've played, only Carolina has played 10 games like us. Everyone else has played 11, 12, 13, 14 games. So you look at it by points percentage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're actually the 8th place team in terms of points percentage. So obviously by the end of the season, everyone would have played 82 games. You don't worry about points percentage. You worry about total points, but this is the better way to look at it. It's funny though, of the top 10 teams in points percentage, they were the only team that have a negative goal differential, but that doesn't help when you lose games 6-0. Finally, you look at our stats. We don't have any players. We don't have any players that are point per game players. We have Miller and Besser, Garland and Hughes all have 9 points. And it's like a big drop off to Suter and Bluger and DeBrus. And sure, so you guys, Suter, Bluger, DeBrus, Sherwood, and Hoglander all have 5 points, all more than PD. Now, remember, I said I wasn't going to freak out after 6 games, but I wasn't going to give him till 20 games to figure himself out. Now we're at the 10-game mark. We're already 8th through the season. I think it's time to see more from PD. And you know what would be great? How about some more shots? He has 15 shots in 10 games. Again, easy math. 1.5 shots per game. That's why he only has 1 goal so far. We just got to see him shooting the puck. I'm not a PD hater. I want him to do well. The Canucks need him to do well. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do 7 minutes of your questions, and then I will do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I'll bring Lucas on to end off the show. So let's go. Let's go with your questions now, and I'll answer them for the next 5 or 6 minutes. What do you got for me? Actually, and maybe one way to do it is also is let me know who you think is. Let's presume Joshua plays on Tuesday. Who would you play him with? Pastor Dan, the identity I want for Canucks, Kekoda Joe Sherwood. Okay. Oh, Keycoda. So we got some Kiefer and Dakota in the first name. So Kiefer, Sherwood, and Dakota Joshua, and some Joshua. Oh, sorry. Pastor Dan, I gave you too much credit. I thought you were combining like 4 or 5 different guys. No, that's just Kiefer Sherwood and Dakota Joshua. So Kekoda Joe Sherwood is our new third line monster. Thoughts on the new Ducks jerseys? Jack, I'm not a jersey guy. I don't even know. Oh, I think I saw them actually in the off season, but I got to look at them. I can't give you a good answer. Joshua, Petey, and Garland. Yeah, that would help. So then you remove, I guess, Petey's been playing with Garland already. You just put DJ on there instead of Baines. I'd be all for that. Oh, please start the corner. Good luck. Another vote from Gerald, from Joshua, Pedersen, and Garland. We looked better last year. Yeah, still getting points though. Seeing how Suter scored his 2 goals, do you think he'd be a good candidate for the Horvat spot? Yeah, why not? He seems Yeah, he seems like he can find that soft spot and got a good release. Top 5 Canucks of all time: Bure, the Sedins, Luongo. And I put Hughes in there already. I do. What does the Canucks need to do to prevent being caught in odd man rushes? Basically, that's what happens when what they always say, the F3, the third forward, when he gets caught, and if he gets caught, and then the forwards just got to make better plays as well. Ricky, are we worried to play Shilovs? You know, they're saying the right things. He's only played 3 starts. He hasn't won yet, and it wasn't completely his fault, that 6-0 loss. But I think it's more you see the gap. The gap is so big between Lankinen and Shilovs right now. I'm not worried just yet, but we're going to need him in there soon for sure, and to get some wins for us. I have not hit the panic button on the Canucks power play because I didn't watch Saturday night's game. I don't know how bad or how good they looked on their 2 power play attempts, so I'll have to watch a little more closely. Sherwood is monster PK. Yeah, he just got a motor, a crazy motor. All right, Jastrin. Jastrin gets the donation train out of the station, which is pretty sweet. Hold on. Let me try that again. Did you guys hear the horn? I got to fix something. Real quick. Audio default speakers. Okay, we'll keep going. So Jastrin, $2.79 says, I want to fight PD for robbing us $11.6 million. Yes, it is the first season of 8 seasons of PD making that type of money. We will want him to play a little bit better. You want to fight him. Do you think you could beat him in a fight, Jastrin? Regardless, thank you, Jastrin, for the donation. Sorry for the distraction. I was just trying to figure out what was wrong with my AirPods, but we will go without him and we will make it work. So thank you. Let's give Jastrin some love in the chat for sure. Yes, very happy to see DeBrusk score. Thank you, Fangirl. What's it going to take to have a power play that isn't embarrassing? Some creativity, I think. Some creativity, I think. Can't hate a hard-hitting, tough-to-play against, relentless forecheck type of team. Oh, by the way, you guys, actually, you know what I should do? Because I want to give Lucas his time. I actually titled this, What is the Identity of the Canucks? And I should probably talk about this for like 2 minutes, and then we'll get to Lucas. Last year, the team started off as a very offensive team, not offensive like they offend me, but rather they were scoring a lot of goals. But there wasn't like crazy loosey-goosey. They just had an amazing shooting percentage. Then going to the playoffs, their identity was more of a defensive type of team. Don't make a lot of defensive errors and really shut it down with good goaltending and then be opportunistic when they score. Then the identity coming in this season was supposed to be a bit, not like run and gun, but a bit looser, try and create more offensive opportunities without sacrificing defense. And then we saw in that first period against Calgary where we scored 4 goals and we thought, man, this team is going to be an offensive juggernaut. And now, and I've heard players talk about it, I'm not sure if the Canucks have an identity. So for the last 2 minutes, and then I'll do my Mitchell response read, and then I'll bring Lucas on. For the last 2 minutes, tell me, what do you think the Canucks identity should be? So I'm sorry for all the other questions that you guys asked, because I want to bring Lucas on. Save your questions for Lucas. Maybe he'll answer them. But I think for now, I want to end off with this, is what do you think the Canucks identity should be? We'll take questions, answers for the last 90 seconds. I'll highlight your responses. Then I'll do Mitchell sponsor read, and then I'll bring Lucas on. So what should the identity of the Canucks be, you guys? Let me know, and I'll highlight some of your responses. What should their identity be? Last year's identity, okay? Canucks identity should be playing for one another, each other. That's good. Adam says Nuck ID as weak, and then he ... So I'm not sure there's gonna be more. November 12 game, not going. Tuesday night, not going. Canucks identity is relying on your goalie to bail you out 82. Yeah, that's not that's not a winning formula. Meet pressure with pressure. Yeah, that's a good identity that we haven't been doing. The Canucks identity should be that of Carolina. A lot of speed, right? And create a lot of chances. Patterson. Oh, so John says Jeff Patterson needs to go. I know you're talking about Patterson. Time capital. Hey, always moving their feet. That's a good identity. Should be a winning identity. Shoot more than 20 shots a game. Okay. So no one's really saying like be a defensive shutdown team, except for the person who said rely on your goalie. More pressure than more. ID should be team culture, which is kind of breaking, i.e. Loving Sherwood's hustle. Like that. Feels like they're stuck not knowing what their identity should be. Exactly, Irvin. That's why I'm asking it. A skating team that's hard to defend, sleepy identity, and win more at home. All great answers. All right, it's 11:30. I want to do my Mitchell sponsor read and then bring Lucas on. So we start off always these sponsor reads by thanking our primary sponsor, and that's Van City Experts, Jason Lim and his team. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Also, we thank Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout if you sign up. Thank you to Gassy Art Maker, that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Don't forget that you can always purchase Canuck Clay merchandise like I'm wearing tonight. My GLCPC shirt. That's the other design there is the CCC canuckclay.threadless.com. Also, don't forget you can subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a donation. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. My shows this week, it's a relatively normal week in that there's no membership streams this week. They're all open streams, open shows, so to speak. So that means that we have Canucks After Dark tomorrow night at 10. And then we have my own show tomorrow night at 11:15, right? Starts a tiny bit later because of Canucks After Dark. And then regular shows Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I hope that you can join me for some or all of those shows this week. Finally, before I bring Lucas on, it is the first Sunday of the month. So that means Canuck Clay is going to give away 5 memberships. So I always look for Taylor's name. Let's give some love to Canuck Clay, who gives 5 memberships. And tonight they go to Kieran. They go to Buttery Spread. That sounds interesting. They go to Jan or Yan. They go to David, and they go to Leo. So welcome all of you to franchise membership, and welcome. Yeah, you are now franchise members for the next month. Also want to honor one more donation, and then we'll move on. Time Capital with a nice $7 donation. Sharing my winnings from hockey tonight. So did you play hockey and you won, or did you bet on hockey and you won? Regardless, let's give some love to Time Capital in the chat. I appreciate you. All right. Speaking of appreciation, the next person I appreciate very much. He has been a member since the very start of this channel. Since the very first day that I offered memberships. Him and Justin, a couple others signed up within the first week, I think, which is great. And I've gotten to know him outside of these shows as well, and visit him at games. I've gone to games with him, and I want to bring him on to celebrate him a little bit, and especially to celebrate his birthday. So please welcome legendary Lucas Gates and his Canucks puck.
Hey, everybody.
How are you, bud?
I'm doing excellent, and I've just been reading the chat, the whole whole thing tonight, and thank you. I've been following along, so don't worry, everybody. I've been reading the chat too.
How did you celebrate your birthday?
Just took it easy this year. I remember the one year where the Canucks were debuting the reverse retros, the 2.0 against New Jersey, and unfortunately lost that one. But I still have it. I still have it here in my collection here. So yeah. For those who are wondering, I am wearing the Whitecaps because they did win tonight. So going back to LA, tied 1-1, and just for anyone who wants to know, they have donated to my adaptive soccer program this last year. So give them credit where credit is due.
That was a big win. A three donut shellacking tonight.
Yeah, they kind of gave old LAFC the old heave ho back to LA. Hopefully they'll win that one for sure. But
is game number 3 back in LA?
Yeah, it's a best of 3 for first round.
And it's not aggregate goals or anything. It's just by games. Okay.
By games. Sort of like think of it like, when we had the qualifiers back in the pandemic year.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So for anyone, I know many people have seen you in the chat, and I've had you on the show before. But if you could tell everyone, Lucas, a little bit non-Canuck stuff. So tell everyone a little bit about what you do for work and it's some of the causes that you're involved in.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot to deal with. So for me, for those who don't know, my name's Lucas. I do a lot of advocacy work for autism spectrum disorder because I am a community member who deals with a lot of this kind of stuff on the regular, as well as I work for an organization called the Pacific Autism Family Network, who happens to deal a lot with families who deal a lot with autism spectrum disorder like myself for many, many years ago. I also because Clay did say non-Canucks related, but I do happen to work for the team as well. So let's just put that out of the way. But I do a lot of advocacy work and a lot of other sports related stuff, which I reference about the adaptive program.
Yeah, awesome. So part of the community, do a lot of advocacy work for the autism community. Tell us a bit. I was going to get to the Canuck stuff too, but tell us a bit about the soccer program and the community that you've built there.
Whoa, good point you brought up, Clay. So anyway, my family operates an adaptive soccer program for this we just wrapped up our 16th year of operation. We had to cancel a year because of the pandemic. Unfortunately, that was kind of unfortunate, but we came back stronger. We've had plenty of partners. We're affiliated with a few organizations. Vancouver United is backing us up. We're BC Soccer sanctioned. And like I did say, the Whitecaps have contributed this last year, and those guys are phenomenal. So
that is awesome. And then I'm not sure if you knew this from one of our group Zoom chats. RSA is very involved in soccer coaching out in overseas. So I know you guys should connect that way too, for sure.
Yeah. I'm well aware of RSA. We're talking about that on the Zoom, on the group chats privately. And I'm fully aware of all the soccer football kind of terminology. Don't worry. I understand there's a different terminology over in Europe. So don't worry, RSA. I know.
And before we get to Canucks talk, you designed a jersey for a BCHL team last year, correct?
That is correct. I actually have it here.
Tell us about that.
So this is actually a really funny story. For many of you who follow me on my social media, so I do a lot of on Twitter X, which is formerly Twitter, and like that stuff. I post a lot of jersey concepts just for the kicks, just to have a little bit of fun. So I did that. I did one because it was just after the autism acceptance game back in November last year. So anyways, I did a design online. I posted it to my X account, and what happened was I had someone from the Coquitlam Express, Tally Campbell. I'm giving a massive credit where credit is due. He reached out to me and he commented and said, "Hey, we liked your design. We want you to design one for our autism acceptance night." So we chatted back and forth. I sent them the things on the DMs, that kind of thing. And they actually got to wear this actually during the game. I know NHL that has a certain rule regarding specialty designs, but let's leave that for another day. But it was really cool to see this being worn during a game, which was pretty cool. So I got to give shout out to Canucks Autism Network as well, because they were heavily with this as well.
So when you went to the game, did they wine and dine you, or where did they put you to watch the game?
Actually, I was also an guest arena host for that night. So
sweet.
Pretty cool. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. It was good. I'm a little rusty with it because I used to do emceeing for a gala, but that went cold and that went on hiatus because of the pandemic. But it was a little rusty, but I think I did okay.
Good for you. That is awesome. And then Okay, let's talk about the Canucks. And before we talk about the team and your fandom, let's talk about your affiliation with them. So, yeah, this is where I want you to share about what you do for them, if you're allowed to say.
That's okay. Yes, I do work for Canuck Sports Entertainment. I am in the retail department, so I deal a lot with jerseys, like T-shirts, merchandise, that stuff. But right now, they put me in crowd control because for any of you who went to the playoff games last year, you obviously know that they moved a little bit of a different kind of setup than they did with the regular season last year. So because of safety issues and a lot of other things, because when you walked in before, it was like you're walking in like a pack of sardines. It could be a safety issue. So anyways, so we have people who are coming in from concourse. I just wave them in because we want to make sure we're giving you the best service possible, as well as being safe, of course, because you never know. Anything could happen. That's live entertainment for you.
So when I've seen you at games over the past few years, it's usually in the big hat stand outside of 117. Then they move you into the store, and now they have you a crowd control outside the store. That seems pretty cool because then you get to interact with everyone but you're not stuck inside the store.
Nah, yeah, it's been really great. I've got to give credit to my supervisors, the team. I'm telling you, I'm a big supporter of inclusive employment, and I'm just saying this. It's been great. So I just want to sort of shout out to the management and everyone over there. Fantastic. And they really get inclusive employment. So that's all I can say. It's been great.
Good. All right. Let's switch to your fandom, Lucas. Tell us about how you became a fan of the Vancouver Canucks.
Well, let's just say I think it's by birthright, to be honest. You know, if you're born and raised in this town, I mean, it's birthright. So, I mean, but I will tell you I'll tell you something funny as well. I also have a little bit of a soft spot towards the Montreal Canadiens, partially because my dad is from Montreal. So, of course, I have a little bit of a soft spot towards the Canadiens. No hard feelings towards that classic franchise, the original franchise. I mean, the oldest one in pro hockey in general. But in general, just basically birthright. I mean, far as I can remember.
That's awesome. And then if your dad is born in Montreal, was he the one who made you a Canucks fan, though? Was that your mom or was that someone else?
I think that was just all me. I mean, to be honest, I think I got all hyped up when we had the playoff hype. You know, I still remember when they slayed the dragon that against Chicago, that series. Goodness me, was that one wild ride, that run. Oof, boy, did we have that beef with the Hawks. Still bothers me hearing Chelsea Dagger all these years later. Just change the dang Skull song, Chicago. It's dated. I mean, we've changed our gold song like 5 times, and haven't even changed it once. Do us a favor, Hawks. Just change your goal song, please.
Maybe that's the point, Lucas, is they know it annoys fans from around the league.
Yeah, but after a certain time, even Chicago, I've heard a lot of Chicago fans saying, just get rid of it. It's from a bygone era.
All right, let's do 2 more minutes of my questions, and then we'll take 5 to 10 minutes of questions from the people. Does that work for you?
That works fine for me, Clay. I'm the man of the people.
Tell me about who's your favorite Canuck right now, and tell me your thoughts on the team so far this season. Those 2 questions.
Actually, if you ask me, my personal, the guy who I like the most, actually, I'm right now it is Quinn Hughes, but I'm sort of warming up to Jake DeBrusk. There's actually a funny reason. I could go on for this, but I'd have a really funny interaction with his mother and his sister at the team store recently. So, cool. And they're nice folks, and you know, we were having a really funny story. But I'm not going to go into full detail about that. But it was a really cool interaction. So I kind of am warming up for DeBrusk.
Awesome. So Hughes and DeBrusk, and then what's your thought about the team this year?
I think you know what. If we have to take 2 steps, we're going 2 steps forward last year and then 1 step back. Growing pains are inevitable when it comes to a contender. It's fine. Mm-hmm. You know, you gotta grow. You gotta grow. You know, we were stuck in neutral for ages, but now look where we are. I mean, we did not expect to make it to that playoff run last year. You know, taking Nashville home and then playing against Connor McDavid. I still wish we could just beat him last year. So close. But you know what? We're definitely heading in the right direction. I will say this right now for all the Oilers fans here. I think you're going to hit your window at some point, and it's coming fast. So I would say watch yourselves if you're going to get too hyped, because they're going to go soon enough.
You know, Lucas, and getting to know you over the past 4 years, That's one thing I love about you is when you're gonna say something not even controversial, just something that's kind of funny. You always bring your voice down like you're saying. And I don't want to say this, Edmonton other friend. I love it. I love it.
You know what? And also, I'm just gonna straight up say to the Pittsburgh and Washington fans, you know, your rebuild's coming. You gotta watch out for yourselves. You know, I'm just being straight up watching from the outside in.
I love it. I love it. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to take questions now from the people. We got Lucas for the next 10 minutes. So we'll go 10 minutes to 11:55. Then I'll use the last 3 to 4 minutes.
And John, before getting to your question, I don't hate the Oilers. I have someone who actually works over in the Oilers organization. I just like to, you know, rub it in, you know, everyone knows everyone in this business. So it's, you know, it's funny when we sort of rib it at each other. It's all in good fun.
All good fun. Fangirl says, since you're into Pokemon games, were you into Pokemon Go when it came out, and do you still play?
Thank you, Fangirl. I can confirm. Just get my phone up right now. Yes, I still play it. Oh, wait. Yep, I still play it.
Well, there it is. Very good.
Yeah, I still play it. Yep.
I've never played before, so I have no clue what you're doing.
It's basically like an interactive. It's like an interactive. It's like basically like you can catch Pokemon in the real world. It's funny.
Okay. So is that why I see people just kind of walking around aimlessly with their phone, like pointing it at things?
Sometimes you do see that, but I'm not that kind of person. I mean, my day job happens to be that. So yeah.
Right. Irvin says, first off, I want to say how nice you were when we met in March at the game. My question is, what is the Mount Rushmore of non-Canucks jerseys behind you? So give me 3 or 4 of your favorite jerseys that are behind you, Lucas, that are not Canucks related.
Ooh, this is a good one, actually. The first one I'm actually going to say is actually, and I apologize to all the Arizona fans because I know you just lost your team, but
oh, nice. Yep.
Gina, I bought it literally the day the Tempe vote died. I literally went on the NHL site and I bought it.
I remember that.
I was like, they were done. What's another one?
That one's nice.
I actually just got this, and I think, Canuck, you are going to like this one.
Sick. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I bought it the day he, you know, I did that at class, and I talked to a colleague over in Calgary, and that was like, yeah. What's another one? I mean, my Express jersey. I mean, come on.
Yep. So give us one more. We got the Express, we got the Goudreau, we got the Coyotes, and give us one more.
This is actually a tough one. I got some really good ones here. Not that one, I don't think. You know what? I'm probably going to go with this one because this one's a classic, and I think a lot of fans might sort of say I got good tastes.
Oh, Hartford Whalers, nice.
This was actually Carolina who wore this. They actually, remember, they still own the history for the franchise, so technically, they technically are allowed to use this, unlike Utah, which doesn't hold any rights, which really they should, but that's a case for another day.
Well, thank you for showing those. Great question, Irvin, and thank you for sharing those, Lucas.
No problem. I got a lot
How much do you dislike Toronto?
Let's just say we don't. There's a joke in the organization, and I've told some people about this, and I think a lot of people here are going to like this joke. You can't spell Toronto Maple Leaf without 2 L's.
I thought you were going to finger the camera for a second. No, that was good.
No. It's a joke. I told it around a few times. People are like literally laughing their heads off because it's true.
Yeah, love it. BC, not a question, but had the privilege of speaking to Lucas outside the team store a few times. Has always been so pleasant. That's nice.
Thank you so much, BC. I appreciate those kind words. I've had a lot of funny interactions. And just for your all for reference, I do get a lot, and because I saw some people saying like, oh, what's the fans? How I do it, sometimes you might see this if you're coming in. There's a small chance you'll hear a boo, like a funny little sarcastic boo, like when I'm talking with other fans. It's a tongue-in-cheek joke. So
you make that noise, or the fan makes the noise?
I make it. It's sort of it's sort of like a sarcastic. It's sort of sarcastic because it's just humor. Hockey fans, it's hockey chivalry at its finest. We all love the game. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I turned around. I thought there's an animal in my office down here.
No, it's a sarcastic.
Do you have a favorite NFL team?
Yes, actually. Thank you for asking. Seattle Seahawks, and the Canadian Seattle Seahawks account follows me on X. So go Hawks, go 12s.
Tristan says, you're an amazing legend. Thank you for sharing your story. I was wondering, is there any team you have not seen live? And happy birthday, and thanks for being you. Any team that you haven't seen live yet that you recall?
Actually, it's funny because they haven't played us yet, but I'm thinking Utah. Actually, I'm hoping to see them live because yes, they're Arizona, but they shed their their skin of the Coyotes, started fresh. But that's probably one I'm probably going to want to see because they're the newest club in the league for dang sake. Right. But again, I actually will say this, and I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I did actually work the first game when the Seattle Kraken played in Vancouver. And that was, I actually got to talk to play-by-play guy, JT Brown. Nice guy. Absolutely respectful. So credit where credit is due. Got to give that organization a lot of credit.
Chris, I'm only doing this because I like you. Chris was too lazy to type this up again, so I had to go search for this, but I found it. Mr. Gates, I love your take on what we're expecting from our team after Joshua comes back. Are we looking at the same team, or is he our hidden piece to bring this team together again? I
just think, to be honest, I honestly was shocked when Jack sort of said he had that unfortunate diagnosis, and I was happy he got it tested early. That's what we should do, get those things going. But I think, he should have definitely, the recovery for him definitely was needed, after that kind of event. And I mean, for anybody, everyone's like posting, oh, make sure to get tested and all. But yeah, definitely, I do think, definitely, I think you got to let him rest after that surgery. So I think once he's ready to go, I think put the gears on, put the pedal to the metal. Let's rock and roll.
What should the Canucks do to improve the power play?
Honestly, I don't see it. I mean, everyone's going to have their takes. I'm so impartial about that. I mean, just keep hammering away, I mean, look at last year.
Yep. Any word on jerseys of Garland, DeBrusk, Hronek, or Joshua?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because I was there Firefighters Night on the 30th. I think I saw some DeBrusk, but I'm not 100% sure. I think I saw some DeBrusks. Cool.
Oh, this is good because Shannon is looking to buy a jersey and she wants your opinion. If someone is a size 4X, what size would I be in the new style jersey?
Okay, that's actually a really good question. And for anyone who wants to know, this is actually a good time to ask me about this because so for anyone who's worn like an Adidas jersey, for example, I do actually have my new Fanatics jersey here somewhere. Where is that darn sucker? Oh, and actually this is a really good call because I also have my regular Adidas one. So for those who want to know about, the difference. So anyway, it's more form-fitting when it comes to between like, our old Adidas ones and our new Fanatics ones. Fanatics are much more form-fitting. So let's say I'm normally would be a size 50, which is comparable to medium, but I'm normally extra large. So in that case, I go a size up. So I'm actually 52 in Fanatics now. So
okay.
So just
because the Fanatics are more form-fitting, we should all go one size up, is what you're saying.
That's what I would recommend, and I find 52 is much better than in that. So so I would recommend for anyone who's buying this, just as a tip and advice, it's the same price, so don't worry. It's not like you're going up in price. But generally, if you're going to buy Fanatics, and you had just size it up by one. That's pretty much my rule of thumb.
Great advice. Okay, we got 2 more minutes. Hey, interesting question from RSA. If the Sedins played for different teams, his take is Daniel would be an average player, but Henrik would be a Hall of Famer. Agree or disagree?
You know what? Those are what if questions. So we'll never know because it could be a butterfly effect. When you look at the butterfly effect, you don't know how their careers are going to turn out. So I'm going to say right now, I have no preference on what that take is. So I'm going to stay out of that question. So, because to be honest, it's a lot of hypotheticals. You can't say if it will be what it will be. So who knows?
Yeah. RSA, I thought I remember a season where Henrik was injured for a bit and Daniel did just fine without him, but certainly not enough of a sample size. But before I forget, Clay, because I know you like Pepsi, I'm sorry. That's all right. I'll still be friends with you. That's fine.
I'm more of a Coke guy anyways.
All good. Do you work every home game?
No, unfortunately, no, because my day job actually conflicts with certain days. I cannot fulfill every home game. So that's why I tell Clay what games I'm at. But the one that I cannot work is, generally the days I know I can't work is mainly Mondays that I cannot work. So if you are coming to a game, don't expect me at home games on Mondays.
Awesome. And let's end with this one. Who do you know that is involved with the Oilers? Because my cousin's little kids have Kelly Bookberger as their grandpa.
Nah, it's someone who I know in 50-50. She used to work over in the Vancouver Canucks before she got hired over at OEG.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. So Lucas, I'm going to let you actually, there's a couple of questions about jerseys. So I want you to answer this. My size is 2X. What's with the 52s? I don't understand. Like, it's numbers, right? Not.
Yeah. European styling. So they do more. So yeah, if you have any questions, just talk to colleagues.
Is there a sizing chart on VanBase? Like if someone's using
well, yeah, there should be I mean, NHL has like a sizing chart, so okay. You can work with that.
So Tyler and others, look for a sizing chart online. Okay.
Yeah, you should, but otherwise, if you're coming to a game, don't hesitate. That's one of the retail associates. They'll be able to help you out because we've tried it on ourselves and we know. And I'm actually, Clay, I've got one. I actually think this is going to be a really important question because a lot of people might ask this. Chris on Canucks. I think this one is really important because a lot of people would be asking about this.
Okay, just go ahead and answer it. Go ahead and answer it.
Yeah, so okay, no problem. So Chris, I know you, what I like more is, in fact, I'm going to be very straightforward with you. I'm starting to like the Fanatics fit much better than Adidas. The reason is they're more form-fitting. It's much tighter fit. It's because, like it's a different kind of feel. It's a little bit more form-fitting because when you think about the Adidas ones, they were you felt bigger buying than that. So I like, for example, I normally would fit a 50 which is comparable to a medium, but I'm an extra large on average. So it felt kind of weird to think that. That's a good point. Depends on physique too, but generally it felt kind of weird when you had to wear that. So it's just a little bit of a weird fit, but with Fanatics, it's a little bit more.
Sure. Thing. And Chris, I can't give you a take because I don't have a Fanatics jersey just yet. So,
but then again, for those who want to know, my boss was the one who gave Clay that jersey, and maybe I'll put something for him for that. You never know.
Well, Lucas, thank you. You've had a great impact on this community and the individuals in it. So I was happy to bring you on for a bit to greet you a happy birthday and let you share about some of the great work you're doing. So thank you once again. And any big plans for your 32nd year?
You know what? To be honest, Clay, I'm not going to give away a little bit too much information, but all I can say is I've got a lot of stuff in the pipe right now that I'm not going to say too much about. But whoa, baby! I mean, I'm just going to say before we go, if this jersey right here is the start of something, who knows what's the next? That's all I can say. You might be seeing me around with some other things soon. Not going to say where, not going to say when. You might see me around somewhere soon. Stay tuned.
Sweet. Well, I'm going to call you the mysterious Lucas Gates going forward. That is a good tease for all the good stuff that you have going on.
Yeah. Rinketic, no, I'm not. I do have a YouTube channel and I'm not going to use it, but yeah. But Clay, I'm going to be straight up forward for you. Thanks for being a friend as always. I appreciate going to the games with you as well. And again, thanks to the chat here. I know I'm moderating and might be difficult for some days, but you know what? I want to thank you all. You guys are all amazing. I mean, one of my coaches, thanks, John. I like that joke. I get that sometimes, but yeah, I definitely say for everyone here, you built such a beautiful community, such an amazing community to be all part of. And I couldn't be more happier. Get to know them. And I meet some people IRL or online or on social media or whatever. It's great. So thank you.
You're a big part of it. So I'm grateful to you as well. All right, man. I will chat with you later this week and I'll see you at a game soon.
Yeah. You know my schedule, Clay. You know my schedule. Hopefully we'll make it work with one of those legend games. Fingers crossed.
That sounds good. All right, brother. Talk soon. Thanks again.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye.
There we go. That was legendary Lucas Gates, who celebrated his 32nd birthday on Friday. So it was great to have him on for the second half of today's show. I think it is actually Tyler's birthday, right? In a minute. Is it Tyler who's turning 30? So maybe we'll greet him as I finish my my end of show read. So thank you everyone for being here. My next show is tomorrow. Canucks After Dark at 10 with Parker, then 11:15 myself for a quick CCC show. I want to thank the moderators for keeping this a safe and respectful place. I want to thank legendary Lucas Gates for coming on the show tonight and for being a legend. Thank you to Andrew Chang as well, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, subscribing. You can do all those things on your way out. Thanks to my sponsors, Advanced City Experts Real Estate and Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond today. Lucas used his monthly membership message. Fillmore used his monthly membership message. Jaskarin with the donation. Thank you. Canuck Clay gifted 5 memberships. Welcome to membership, everyone. And Time Capital also leaves a very generous donation. It is indeed Tyler's birthday. Happy 30th birthday. John, if you want to give away so badly, give something to yourself and to everyone else. And John, thank you for being here. Happy birthday, Tyler. And so glad that you're here to join me. And I'm grateful to Lucas for joining me tonight as well. So I'll see you tomorrow night. Canucks After Dark at 10. My show at 11:15, and the Canucks don't play until Tuesday when they continue their California road trip against the Anaheim Ducks. Don't forget to rate this dad joke on your way out of 10. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Earlier today, a friend of mine said to me, Clay, I don't understand cloning. Yeah, I don't understand cloning. And I looked at him and said, you know, that makes 2 of us. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.